All right, welcome back to College Sports and More with Rashad Bakir here. Thank you for tuning into my channel. Don't forget to hit the like button and share. And certainly your comments are all welcome. So as we head into week 3 officially of the college football 2025 college football season, I'm going to go through sort of the top 25 games and top games in general that I see on my map. So this is not going to be a long um, preview of the weekend, which is really here already. But I just wanted to jump in and get this quick video out for my subscribers and folks who enjoy my content. So we have obviously a few big games up there, but I'm going to first just kind of just go through the top 25 mapping. And there really isn't much, man, for much like last week. There wasn't really much to toot your horn about with the games. There wasn't a lot of juicy games there for us. We've seen teams just run over as they're supposed to do. I mean, it was embarrassing to say the least with the scores and the results of what Ohio State did, what Florida State did, and others to their opponents. Probably the biggest one of the two biggest ones of last weekend, before I jump into this weekend, were Arizona State getting upset by Mississippi State, a 12th ranked Arizona State team going on the road and taking an L at Mississippi State, the Cowbell Nation folks, and then Florida losing at home to USF, who had already previously beaten Boise State, who was ranked at the time. And so, and we see what the debacle was going on at Florida, which I want to talk about them a little bit in a minute. So there wasn't really much on the plate as far as, good games to that effect last weekend went and all that other stuff, that's been coming out of that weekend. A lot of folks were just talking about Florida and the coaching situation and who could replace Napier and all that and stuff. That's seen the biggest thing going. So here we go. So here we are in week 3, and like I said, there's not a lot on the plate on the top 25 schedule that really stands out, other than a few games, which I'm going to talk about. And amongst them, let me go with Florida at number 3, LSU. Okay. Now, I expect LSU to win the game. So just to get that out the way, I expect LSU to win the game. We don't know what we have with Florida, essentially. They can play with teams, with just about any team, based on their roster talent, but yet they don't play like that all the time. So, and by them going on the road in Death Valley, that's going to be a challenge, and I believe that's a night game too. So it's tough to win at night in LSU, outside of maybe Alabama doing it. But it's tough to win there, and Florida hasn't had a good record winning there at night, especially um, at LSU, and they haven't won in LSU in quite a minute. So, like I said, I don't expect them to win that game. LSU will win it comfortably in that game. Pretty much have them winning the game with regard to that. So I'll just go with a score of 27-17. Okay, 27-17. I'll just go with that for LSU over Florida. Now, next we have another interesting game. Now, this is get to that I'll get to outside. It's not an interesting game. So we have Vanderbilt at South Carolina. South Carolina is currently ranked number 11 AP poll, and so this is going to be interesting because Vandy is not the Vandy of your grandparents' time, of your father's time either. They have in the last couple years come around and and so forth. So um, Vanderbilt is going to be an interesting matchup for South Carolina. But likewise, I'm going to go with the home team on this one. I'm going to go with South Carolina winning this game. I believe South Carolina will win this game. I'm going to go with 24-20. 24-20. South Carolina over Vanderbilt. 24-20 with that one. So let's get that out the way with that one too. Okay, like I said, I'm going to do these real short hitters. Just get to the point. What I like, who's going to win, and just keep it moving. Okay. Now, the next game here, which is also interesting, with two ranked teams. Let's get to that. And I got one more, and that'll be it. Is Texas A&M at Notre Dame? Now, we've seen Texas A&M play two cupcake games, relatively speaking, so far, and we've seen Notre Dame play a marquee opening game, season game against Miami, and so we gotta wait and see what is Notre Dame gonna look like coming out of that L with a week off and everything. How are they gonna bounce back? Okay, how are they gonna bounce back? So that's going to be interesting to say the least. However, this is also a night game, and so I'm too going to go and go with the home team on this one as well. Notre Dame 27, Texas A&M 23. Okay, 27-23 in that one. So that's what I see with that game. Home team Notre Dame. They're going to be pumped up. They're at home. This is their opening home game of the season. And they got a lot to prove. And I think with the week off, they look their wounds. They're ready to go. And we'll see now, of course, how C.J. Carr handles this offense. Because they scored. They came back against Miami, tied the game up. So they have the potential of putting those kind of points on the board. So that's why I said comfortably what I said as far as the score goes with that one. And Texas A&M being on the road, how do they handle the environment? The quarterback especially, Reed, and what can you expect out of that? So that's what I'm looking at with that one, and why I picked that one. Okay, now the last one, which is the marquee ranking game of the weekend, is number 6 Georgia at number 15 Tennessee. Okay, now this is going to be real interesting because Tennessee has relatively played really solid in his two games that he has played, especially his opening game against Syracuse, and then its next game against Sisters of the Poor. So Tennessee had a lot of confidence and had a lot of momentum with his offense and everything, but playing Georgia is a whole different ballgame for them, and they haven't done well against Georgia in a number of years now. Back to 2016, when last time they beat them, that was on the road, led by Josh Dobbs, I believe the quarterback at the time for Tennessee, with the Hail Mary to win the game in the end zone. I was watching that game. But Georgia, on the other hand, their defense travels well. That's the solidified thing that you can know about Georgia. Their defense will travel. Their defense is capable. And so their offense is solid. It's still some things that need to be manifested about this offense. Can they throw the ball deep down the field? There's a big question a lot of people want to know. Along with, how will their offensive line hold up? Because they've been banged up and bruised and shuffling players in and out and all that stuff. So they're going to need to have a group against this Tennessee bunch to win this game. And so that's going to be the big question about this game here. So it's going to be a good match. It's going to be a close game. It's going to go down to the fourth quarter, I believe. And again, not going with again, meaning who I'm going with. However, I'm not going to go with the home team. I'm going to go with Georgia to winning this on the road. Yes. Now, why? Quickly. Well, because of what Kirby Smart has done against Tennessee the last 8 years in these games, and so forth. The fact that Tennessee hasn't been really tested by a defense like this. And their quarterback, Joey Aguilar, I know he's been putting up some solid numbers and he's been doing some great things against, the two teams they played against. But again, like I said, this Georgia defense is not like those defenses that they played before. And they're going to play it conservatively, especially the first few quarters until they got to try to catch up in this thing. So I don't see them winning the game, with the way Georgia can play. Georgia wants to put it in the phone booth, and they want a drag out, slug it out, low score game, if it's possible. Run out the clock. They want to bleed you to death. They want you bloodied and bruised up, smack you up in the face and stuff. So that's what they're going to come out swinging with. And they're going to punch them in the mouth and big time in the sense of it. And so to get them to play the way Georgia wants to play. And can Tennessee get the run game is the key, because we've seen them throw the ball pretty well, but Georgia's going to make them run the ball. And they want to get in the trenches. And Georgia's run defense has been looking pretty good so far, this season. And so, and they haven't given up much touchdowns. I think they only gave up one touchdown in the 2 games. So this is the key factor what I look at. Just as I gave you folks my top 10, and I was giving you the points of quarterback, offensive line, and defense. And so here we go. So quarterback, I give Tennessee the edge. However, offensive line about equal, and then defense, I'm going with Georgia. Okay, so and defense neutralizes offense, so I'm going to go there. My score on this one is going to be ready 20-10. 20-10. Yes, 20-10. Georgia. That's what I'm going with. Okay, that's you have it for my week 3 predictions and top games, and we will see what they're looking like. I'll come back and give you my report card on how my results were. I don't have no problem with being wrong, because again, it's just opinion of thought and what I can see, just like anybody else out there. The games will play how they play. So, but we'll see how it goes, and then I'll check back with you folks next time around. All right, enjoy your Saturday weekend, week 3 in college football, and I will check back with you soon here on College Sports and More with Rashad Bite in the house. Thank you.